Hello fellow YouTubers, welcome back to YouTube Gaming Community number 105. You know, funny thing happened to me Thursday morning when I got up before I get ready for work. Checked if the video uploaded because I had all the links in and I let it finish uploading. And I get up in the morning and I see that I have 7 likes, 6 comments, and then I see 0 views. And I thought, okay, maybe, you know, maybe it's just my channel. And I posted it on Twitter and stuff, and people had messaged me back that there were other videos they saw that morning. So I don't know whether YouTube fixed that or whether YouTube didn't or not. Who knows? I mean, let's be honest, these days YouTube is implementing so many different things that are causing so many weird different glitches, from being unsubscribed to a channel if you watch their video, to just to unsubscribe to their channel randomly and you don't even know it, and later you go back and you're like, I thought I was subbed to that guy, to stuff like this. So, but our topic for today is contest giveaways. Now, I'm not going to mention the guy's video I'm talking about because the video has been taken down. But I got a message from Elwood High. He was the first one of many people who sent me a message on this video. And he just simply put the channel's name and he said, watch the video and tell me if you see anything funny. So I went, okay. So I watched the video. And the video starts off, you know, the usual, I'm going to give away whatever, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing I noticed when he shows us the little tub of 100 plus names in it is there were 3 names near the top that had yellow highlighter on the slips of paper, and I didn't see those on the others. And I'm like, oh, he is not going to draw those names. Don't draw those names, please. And so he does this gingerly, half-heartedly stick his hand in there, not really moving anything, and picks one of the other ones up and reads it. And I'm like, okay, maybe the second one he won't do it. Does the same thing again. I'm like, please don't be a stupid moron and do not draw the 3rd name. And sure enough, he did. And the reason why I was saying stupid moron was not so much I'm at the guy, is the fact that it made it look like his contest was so rigged that doing a contest is a fine line anyway. It's so easy from being, that's a good guy just trying to give stuff away to people, to being, his contest is rigged, he's just trying to give it to his friends. Now, for all I know, maybe the dude simply did the drawing earlier in a video and the video got screwed up or something happened, and so he decided he wanted those people to win, so he marked in a highlighter to do the drawing. Which, if that's the case, then he should have simply said, I already drew earlier and here are the names that won. Or maybe he could have used a computer program. They have those to do the drawings. Or, I mean, it is a fine line on contests, because if you have anybody win your contest, they're your friends, people are automatically think it's rigged. That's just the way it works. So I'm not going to sit here and say somebody's rigging their contest, but it makes you immediately, without thinking about it, you immediately start being suspicious of the person's contest. It even makes you more suspicious when the person takes the video down. But my question for our topic for you today is, what do you think is the right way of doing a contest drawing? Because that is a very fine line. Just thought I'd get people's opinions on that topic. So that is our topic for today. So let's get to some of the comments from YouTube Gaming Community 104 about price drops for game systems. And the first one is by Beige Moore, and it is, I got a 360 and a PS3. I was so much against PS3 for a few years, but now I truly prefer it to a 360. The 3DS, while interesting, has no appeal to me right now. I'm enjoying my DSi XL a lot, and going back to a smaller screen is a huge turnoff. In regards to price drops, I can definitely tell you, as somewhat retail employee, that price plays a huge part in purchase decisions around December. Other than that, people buy a system because they want a specific game on it. What's funny about this comment is, when PS3 first came out for $600, I was so against the PS3. I was mad at Sony that they charged so much money for it. That why were they willing to do that? Why were they so far off? I mean, everybody knows the magic number is around 200. Let's be honest. 200 is truly the magic number. if you want everybody to have the chance to buy your video game system. And over time, even though they got rid of backward compatibility, the games are what eventually convinced me to get the system. And I think that's the same thing with the DS. If the 3DS can this fall, they have a lot of great games coming out. So hopefully this winter and holiday, those great games can turn the system around. I know it's got me interested. And my wife is interested, so more than likely we'll probably have a 3DS, honestly, in this house. Maybe get one for Christmas, who knows. So next up, Review Tech USA said, I bought a 3DS and love it. For me, that is a big thing, because ever since the original Game Boy, I could give 2 squirts of a piss about portable consoles. Nintendo made me a believer again, even though I still believe that dedicated portable consoles are fading away due to powerful smartphones. Now, what was funny about the 3DS for me was that I actually got hyped for it like everybody else. I don't know, was because Nintendo just has been on a roll or what it was, the old games, but when I got my DS, it was because of New Super Mario Brothers. Love that game. But I don't think portable consoles are fading away to smartphones. Do I think eventually we're going to have a smartphone device and not just one thing? Yes. I think we're a couple generations from that happening, but it's going to happen. I mean, there's no arguing that. I mean, like Jamie PR said, I think there's a good chance that Nintendo's handheld will be a phone. See, in order for Nintendo to do that, they have to have a carrier. And I don't know if Nintendo wants to go down that road. It's a real sticky road. I mean, at some point they may have to, but... Next up is I.O. Worth said, I think with the economy, these companies are using the last-ditch efforts from this generation to get as many gamers on their systems as possible. Also, with all the layaway programs now, people are starting the Christmas layaways. Now and when these price drops, they are like, that's a bargain. I'll go ahead and get that right now. For my kid or whatever, I'm glad to see them getting cheaper because that means more gamers and more people to share passion we gamers now have. What's funny about layaways, by the way, is in this country, layaways are going away. Walmart doesn't do layaways. And so there are fewer and fewer. Kmart still does layaways, I know that. So layaways don't happen as much, but I do think with the economy as bad as it is, that's why you're going to see GameStop make a lot of money off of dropping the price of a used game to 17, 20 bucks. That's what people are going to buy because they don't have the money. And so I think right now, the economy is playing a big part, I think, in some of these sales. If we had a good economy, would the 3DS do better? You wonder. I don't know ultimately if that makes a difference. So, and D.J.L. Plum said, because I made a mistake in my last video, Doom was freeware. Doom wasn't freeware, Doom was shareware. Freeware is free, shareware isn't. Not necessarily, anyway, it wasn't free if you wanted the full game. And that's true, shareware was cheap, but it wasn't free. And I made a mistake saying Doom was freeware, and it wasn't, it was shareware. And shareware was big back then. Remember when you could buy a shareware game cheap, and of course now you don't have that. And last but not least, Electronic Adventures. Let's face it, Nintendo got the initial price of the 3DS wrong, and I don't think the price drop is going to fix it in the short term. The 3DS main differentiator from the previous DS models was the 3D, and at the end of the day, games sell systems. So if games still fail to appear, then the system will not succeed. Like you say, they will sell more units, but I don't think it'll sell enough to reverse the game cancellations. The longer the DS flounders, the closer the arrival of the Vita. And let me put this about the Vita. A lot of people seem to think the Vita is going to be some kind of savior or crush the 3DS. The DS is not gone. So first of all, and secondly, Sony still has an image with the portable handhelds. I don't know if the Vita is going to be I mean, I hope the Vita does well. I would like to see 2 handhelds do very well and compete. That's what I'd love to see. I would love to see Nintendo have real competition, because despite all the truth, Nintendo's really never had a competitor that has outsold them ever in the handheld market. And I worry that Sony's going to have missteps with the Vita. I wonder if they're going to go crazy and say, well, we're going to do a lot of downloadable games. If you do that, you'll kill that system. I hope that the Vita can compete against the DS, and the 3DS. I would like to see that. But I don't think that because the 3DS is selling bad, that's going to mean that the Vita is going to sell good. I just think that the people on DSs just don't want to convert over to the 3DS. And the DS is still the Vita's main competitor by the numbers game. So in order for the Vita to win, it has to pull the people away from the DS to the Vita. And we'll just have to see whether that happens or not. Whether Sony has the games and the system is designed in a way that will pull people away. So this time around, our videos to check out. The first one is by WolfGamerGirl. Let's play Dragon Age Origins Part 1: A New Beginning. Now she does playthroughs on this channel. She's actually into, I believe, Part 7 of this Dragon Age Origins playthrough, but I always like to start the very first video so you actually know what's going on in the game. Next up is Nontupers Video Game Pickups #1. It's obviously his first video game pickups. He had a lot of cool pickups from a lot of mainly Nintendo systems, so if you're interested, check that out. Next up is Sega Dude 25 Pickup Video 1, start of my box Sega Genesis collection. So if you want to see the first box Sega Genesis games he picked up. Next up is Luga Rosas 85, I believe. This was WickedClownNZ suggested this person be shouted out, and it is their custom clay mask video. This person is making like custom clay mask of Splatterhouse and some other games. So if you're interested, check out the video and for what to do if you want one, and to contact her. It's really cool. Next up is GameZone89 Fallout 3 Tribute. He really loves that game. If you're interested, check that out. Ironically enough, I know him underneath a different name on Xbox, but he usually does play Fallout games. Next up is LittleMichaelz Sonic Adventures 2 Battle. And he's actually running this game actually on emulation. And if you've never seen this game, go check that out. Next up is Dissendent93 My Favorite Mega Drive / Genesis boss themes. So this is the music from the games, and it's cool because you get to hear the music, but not only do you get to hear the music, it shows the covers of the games that the music is for. So like games like Boogerman and several other great Sega CD, several other great Genesis and Mega Drive games. Next up is Adam060756 Chuck Rock theme Mega Drive Percussion Remix. Hey, if I could pronounce it, would really help her now, wouldn't it? So if you want to hear Chuck Rock's remix, check it out. Next up is Warpuddy666. Warpuddy plays Astrosmash on the Intellivision. So if you've never seen that, or maybe you want to relive that gameplay, check that out. And I mentioned his name earlier, WickedClownNZ, my top 10 Neo Geo games. So if you want to see his top 10 Neo Geo games, one of the great systems. But I'll be honest, if you gave me a list of top 10, I would have to put the Neo Geo on it, because I was lucky enough to have know somebody who had one and to play. There were so many great games on that system. Last but not least, UKretrogamesaddict rare N64 game pickups. If you want to see a lot of great N64 games, Mario games, Pokemon games, just a bunch of great games, you have to check that out. So guys, kept this video shorter this time. So guys, that's all for now. I will talk to you all on Monday.